It's the Friends Without Benefits podcast. My name is Jason Horton, and this is a different kind of episode. It's a throwback episode. What happened was I did an interview with Michael Ian Black a few years ago for a show he was doing called Beef, and I recorded it on YouTube, so if the sound isn't the super high quality that you're accustomed to from the Friends Without Benefits podcast, that's why I never released the YouTube version, and then I thought I lost it, and then I found it, and I was like, well, it's a shame that this is just sitting here, and it was just a huge honor to get to talk to him. And you don't know me, but if you do know me, you know that my love of The State and Stella and Wet Hot American Summer and everything they do the collective State world, I've always been a huge fan of. I used to go to tapings of The State back at NYU. I've seen Stella live. I've seen the reunion of The State. And I was just super fortunate to get to sit down with Michael Ian Black and talk. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to put it up here for people that are fans of Michael Ian Black and The State. And, as you know, Wet Hot American Summer, 10 years later is out. And I was just like, now's a good time. So check out a older, but I think still relevant interview with Michael Ian Black. I'm here with Michael Ian Black talking about the new web series Beef. How did that come to be?
Well, my co-creator Joe Latruglio had this idea to combine a courtroom show with a delicatessen because they both have the word beef in them.
Okay.
So it's a pun. It's just a pun.
Yeah.
If you have a beef, you have an argument, and then they sell beef at this place.
It's like a perfect harmony.
No, it's like a pun.
It's a pun. It's a pun. Yes, I agree. Awesome. Next thing. Well, was it kind of natural that to bring?
It's not a harmony.
It's a perfect. Well, it's a pun. It's a pun.
Yeah, it is a pun. It's a harmony. It's a harmony. You were right.
Yeah. See? This is working out. Was working with Joe, and then Christopher Maloney. Did that just kind of make sense to bring Christopher in since you've worked with him before, and he's a great actor and stuff like that?
Yeah, we met Chris doing the movie Wet Hot America. That means Hollywood. That means Hollywood.
I thought you were beeping out the word wet.
No. We met Chris doing Wet Hot American Summer, which is a summer camp movie we did several years ago, and people don't associate him with being funny. They just think, oh, he's the cum detective on that TV show, but he's more than a cum detective.
Yeah.
He's a very accomplished and funny man.
Well, it's seeing him in Man of Steel on a very, very big screen, and then seeing him on a very, very small screen is
he can do anything. He could be on a big screen. He could be on a tiny screen. He can do anything.
Be on any screen. Who came up with this idea? Like, who was like, hey, do you love court shows?
No, I don't watch court shows. I hate them.
Okay.
But like many things I hate, they're ripe for parody. And so we're just taking the conventions of those shows and transporting them to a different environment and improvising with some really funny people.
When you sit down and come up with ideas, do you think it'll be easier to get greenlit or get off the ground a digital show more than something that'd be on TV or some kind of network?
Yeah, I mean, in this case, yes, because we had this idea probably 7 or 8 years ago, and at the time there was no place to do something like this. Yeah. It wasn't appropriate for any television network. But now it makes a lot of sense for the web. It's the kind of weird, offbeat comedy that is perfect for the web.
Do you is it kind of natural to want to work with people that you've written with before on The State and stuff like that? Is that just is not a go-to, but is it just seem like the thing that makes the most sense?
Well, it's just, my work and my friendships are so mixed up that the people I'm friends with tend to be the people that I work with. I think that's true for a lot of people in comedy.
Right, because
we're friends now.
Absolutely. I could be on the show.
I mean, I don't want you to get carried away.
Right. But someone might be.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Need a white guy in jeans. You need on this show.
Yeah. Somebody like you who isn't you would be perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. I see you have some guest stars. You have right up there. I saw Horatio Sands and Matt Jones. I've worked with both of them before,
Okay.
so I feel like the connection's already there, so it makes a lot of sense.
Right. So it's as if we already have you on the show. What's great is we don't need you.
Or pay me, or feed me, or waste any of your time
Yes.
on me. Right.
Yes.
Awesome. This is. I love Hollywood. Hollywood. Is there any other guest stars that you can kind of
Well,
mention?
Matt Walsh is in the makeup chair from the show
Okay.
Veep.
Okay. He doesn't need much makeup though. He's naturally.
Well, he's naturally craggy.
Yes. So.
So if you're looking for craggy, you're right. He doesn't need any makeup.
Right, yeah.
If you don't want craggy, a lot of filler.
Okay.
So much filler. Carrie Kenny, also from the state, and Reno 911, and Thomas Lennon, also from the state, and Reno 911. Michael Cera from Arrested Development, and This Is the End. And Lizzie Kaplan from Party Down and other things. Many funny people.
Yeah. Do you think like that's kind of like, hey, listen, we already have like a great show. We got Christopher Maloney. We have you guys kind of making it happen. Do you think like let's bring in some guest stars in order to like kind of cross those audiences over, like people that might not be a fan of Christopher Maloney yet, but are a fan of Michael Cera? They come for one and stay for the other.
Well, I think mostly it was just about finding the funniest people that we knew, and it just so happens that because we're like super famous, we know so many like super famous people.
Huge on LinkedIn. Huge on LinkedIn. That's
The thing is, like, you get to a certain level of fame, and then like you don't want to work with anybody who isn't as famous as you.
right. But you make exceptions.
No,
You make some exceptions.
not really. You can't, because then just people take advantage.
Yeah. Great. So, like, when do you think this is going to come out on the internet? Like, when can we see it? Maybe, possibly. Oh, he's doing telepathy. He's like, "You're good. You're down. You're so good. You're good at this."
I don't know when it comes out. We're making it now. I would think sometime in the next 6 months.
Are do you shoot like a bunch of episodes out?
Yeah.
Just like-
We're shooting 15, maybe 13. I don't know how many we're shooting.
So,
I think
yeah.
what they want is they want 90 minutes of total content, and then however we break that out, it's up to us.
Awesome. Is there anyone that you want to see as a guest star on the show that you haven't been able to get through yet, or you hope to get?
Well, we had asked Jordan Peele, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to do it," and then he didn't do it. So you tell me. You tell me what that's about.
Yeah. I mean, I think we might be Facebook friends, so I might be able to send him a message on Facebook.
So you actually will tell me what that's about.
He's so, you know how he is. With this, he's like this, and he's always doing that other thing. Well, great. We're looking forward to seeing Beef on wherever it is, whenever it is. Michael Ian Black, everybody.
Thank you. I love you.
All right, that's myself and Michael Ian Black. Hey, listen, if you haven't subscribed to Friends Without Benefits on iTunes, do that. Rate, comment if you feel like it. You can check me out on Twitter at Jason_Horton. And thanks for listening.
Friends without benefits.